What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I filmed this very pretty mustardy yellow look I got going on. I'm ready for fall, and so this is what I had in mind for today. So if you guys want to see how I got it, you know, just keep watching, and yeah, I think that's all I gotta say. We are done with the base. I wanted to get that out of the way before we even started the eyes. Now I know I'm like really bad about sticking to one palette. I know I'm the worst, but I'm gonna jump into the Yes Please palette and the KathleenLights palette from Morphe and from Colourpop. I'm gonna start with the Yes Please. I'm just gonna use this yellow shade right here on a large fluffy brush. This is the E23 from Morphe. I'm just gonna dip and swirl, dip and swirl. And I just like really wanted a prominent yellow down before we go in with kind of more of a mustardy. This is pretty, it's not like super vibrant yellow, but still. I'm just placing this yellow from inner to outer pretty evenly. I don't want this yellow to be too much on the inner corner or on the outer corner, just sweeping it and making it even across the crease. Okay, so now we have the yellow down. We're gonna move on to the KathleenLights palette from Morphe, and I understand that this is discontinued, but just using any shades that are similar to the ones that I'm going to be using will do just fine. So in this palette there is a pretty like brown mustardy shade right here, and we're just gonna also lightly dust that into the crease. I'm gonna use a smaller brush. I'm gonna use this Sonia Kashuk blending brush. I'm just dipping it into there and going slightly lower, you know, just making this a deeper tone of yellow, you feel? But basically all the same motion with the brush in almost the same place, just a little lower towards your lash line. I'm starting really light-handed because you can always add more before you can take away anything. So just starting pretty light with that darker yellow color, just so you don't go too crazy too fast. Okay, and just blending the two together some more with the E23 that we picked up the brighter yellow on. Just blending, blending, blending like normal. I'm just gonna keep adding the mustardy shade until I'm satisfied. You could totally stop there, but I'm just gonna keep deepening up this crease and keep blending that out with that E23. I think I'm satisfied with that. So for the lid shade, I thought about doing a cut crease, but that's a little extra for a Monday right now. So anyways, for the lid, I think I'm gonna go in with this shade right here in the KathleenLights palette. It's just a pretty bronze color, kind of has like a red-ish undertone, but also brown. So on any flat shader brush, this is just the Morphe M124. I'm gonna take the middle shade, middle row, middle shade, and I'm going to place this literally all over the lid. I'm actually gonna spray this down because it looks like this is gonna have a lot of fallout. So wet brush and on the eye. I almost feel like putting down a darker base would have been better. This is still a really pretty like fall look, like bronzy and mustardy. I just feel like there needs to be a little bit more depth, at least along the lash line, so maybe that's what we're gonna do. But do you see all the fallout right here? That's what I mean by when I was picking it up on the brush. Using the Sonia Kashuk blending brush, actually I'm gonna wipe off this fallout first. We're just gonna take that Sonia Kashuk blending brush and just blend that bronzy shade right into the mustard shade that we placed down before. Okay, now back into the Yes Please palette. I'm gonna take that lip brush thing. I don't even know what to call this because it's an old brush that I stole from my mother. It's from Estee Lauder. Like literally, it's like so old. But I'm just gonna go in with this shade right here in the dark brown, and we're just going to place this along the upper lash line right here to give this look a little bit more depth than it did. Do you see how that already like darkened it up? I love. And just make sure that everything is blended into that bronzy shade. We don't want just like a harsh line of eyeshadow just across the lid. So just make sure that you're blending everything together. With this step, I am focusing most of the darkness on the outer corner, but if you feel like you want to bring it all the way in, feel free to do that. This is just how I'm doing this look for me. Okay, so now that is the top lid. Very fall, which that was the plan. Very autumny, and I don't know. I'm just so ready for fall. It is just starting to get a little bit colder here in Moscow, and I just really want to wear sweaters right now. That's like the vibe I'm in. And this is why I wanted to film this look today. But we're gonna move on to the lower lash line, and I'm gonna take this large eyeshadow brush from Wet n Wild, and I'm gonna go in to the bright yellow from the Yes Please palette and have this be pretty low. I've been liking that kind of look lately, is the like low eyeshadow on the lower lash line. And this brush is perfect for that. Okay, to follow that up, we're gonna take this e.l.f. eye crease brush, very small pencil brush, and we're gonna go into the mustardy shade from the KathleenLights palette and add a little more definition. Alright, so this look straight up calls for a brown eyeliner, and I'm going to use the Mr. Bing liner from Colourpop. This is also in collaboration with KathleenLights. So I'm going to just place that in the waterline and I'll be right back. While that is still smudgeable, we're going to go in with that dark shade that we lined the top of our eyes with, and we're going to smudge the lower lash line out with that color. Getting as close to the lash line as possible, smudging out that Mr. Bing. Using that little e.l.f. crease brush that we use the mustardy shade on, just going in and blending everything out one more time. I'm gonna throw on some mascara, just the Lash Paradise from L'Oreal, like always. This is in black, but you could totally use a brown and get away with it, but just for right now, I'm going to use black, so I'll be right back. Okay, so now mascara is on. We have, I guess, just lips to do. I'm just gonna do a darker nude. This is almost like a My Lips But Better, but a little tiny bit actually darker than my lips. Like I have said in the past, I always put on lip balm before I put anything on my lips, just because I hate the feeling of dry lips, and it's because of your lipstick. This is the Meet Matte Hughes shade in Committed. Always a good one. See how that just like blends in basically? It looks a lot pinker on camera, but I swear this is like so nude on me. I'm gonna actually throw on some Fairy Floss gloss from Colourpop, just to lighten that up a little bit. But yeah, guys, that is it for today's tutorial. Of course, I'm gonna take my headband out, but I think it's kind of cute for right now. Anyways, so that is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this mustardy brown kind of look. I don't know what I'm gonna call this yet, but it's kind of fall and fun, and I'm just ready for fall. I know it's like barely the beginning of September or the middle of September, but I'm just too ready. I'm too ready. But make sure to click the subscribe and like buttons, and I shall see you in my next video. Bye guys. Together some more. Why? And I'm not calling my mother old, I'm calling this brush just like old in the makeup realm world, okay? Okay, and while that is still, boys, shut up. Make sure to click the